Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have just stumbled over an interesting article coming from New Voice of Ukraine. This is a Ukrainian media outlet. And the headline of the article, some of us interpret it in a certain way, some of them interpret it differently. And that is 62% of Ukrainians use only Ukrainian at home. That means that, 38% use something else, plus maybe Ukrainian. So is Ukrainian, or Ukraine is a multicultural country? And if it's a multicultural country, why is it and I don't think it's multi-ethnic, not cultural, ethnic. Why is it so? Is it because Ukraine was made together from other territories being incorporated by the Soviets into the Soviet Socialist Republic of Ukraine? So when you say we should help Ukrainians, the Ukrainians are dying, what do you mean Ukrainians? Do you mean the citizens of Ukraine? Or the tribe, the Ukrainians as Ukrainians? Well, some people who are indoctrinated with diversity is our strength, they will see nothing wrong with this. They will call me names probably and this, and I'm a baboon, not understanding things. Why? Because they're too sophisticated. They were taught to think, what is going on here? That the American model of e pluribus unum, from many one, is the norm, but it's not the norm, it's the anomaly. The United States of America's model of Northern Europeans forming a country and then being invaded by others and so on, and creating, this diversity is our strength garbage. This is an anomaly. Remember, if you look at the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America, the people who formed a country on this land, they didn't steal anything. They formed something through everybody else. Unfortunately, for some, things did not go as planned. Let's put it this way. I don't want to say more than I would. Why? Because that's a saying, I think is, I can't remember if it was Friedrich Nietzsche who said, the one you don't let or allow to die, he's not going to allow you to leave. So these guys built a country, but it seems like now they're dragged by this and they're like, hey, we want something. How come you're still around? Anyway, let's move on. So 62% of Ukrainians use that. Now, is this something to brag about, or that tells me that Ukraine is a made-up country? Let's read what these guys say. A majority of Ukrainian citizens, remember, citizen, 62% reported speaking exclusively Ukrainian at home, according to a survey by the rating group released on August 18. Another 27% of respondents say they use both Russian and Ukrainian. Hoppa, why not, let's say, French and Ukrainian? Why do you think it's so? Why do you think there's no French and Ukrainian, or let's say Bangladeshi, or Swahili and Ukrainian, or Chinese and Ukrainian? Because the territories that are now in Ukraine were incorporated from other countries, from other nations, other tribes. That's why. Now, remember, they use citizen. If I move right now in Germany, and I go over there for about, 5 years, 6 years, apply for citizenship, and I get German citizenship, am I a German? My citizenship is, but definitely I am not a German. Clearly. Now you can say, why not? Let's say your children will be German. Really? Is that what it is? So let's say I take a pig, and I take that pig, and I bring it on a farm, and I put the pig over there around some cattle, some cows. And the pig is going to have piglets, and the piglets will be cows because they're surrounded by cows. Is that what it is? Is it going to be like a cow farm? Or let's say I get them to a salmon farm, the salmon, and I put the pigs in the salmon farm, and they swim a little bit, the pig swims over there, the salmon, the piglets of the pig will be salmon? No, they will always be pigs, living in the farm of Gigi. As I am, let's say, born in Romania, and I have US citizenship, but live in the United States of America. My nationality now, I'm an American because America is, yes, America is an anomaly. They can't say, oh, you're a Filipino American, you're a Romanian American. I mean, what is this? Well, we are genetically the ones that they are, but they have to keep the cohesion here in this anomaly. Those countries in Europe were nation states, but they want to destroy that. Nation state is a country, a territory, an entity, political entity, formed based on a tribe's unity, homogeneity, if you want. Now, these guys tell us that diversity is our strength. See how strong the Yugoslavians were, or the Czechoslovakians were? They broke apart. Why? They didn't like diversity, that kind of diversity. So this country, I think, history tells us, is going to go that way. This is an anomaly. So if they speak Russian, and they speak some other languages as well, Romanian, Polish, Hungarian, Yiddish, I don't know, Tatar, whatever else they have over there incorporated. Why? It's a multi-ethnic country. Why is it a multi-ethnic country? Where are the Ukrainians? Now you can say, well, the Russians are multi-ethnic. That's correct. That's correct. But if you put Putin right here, and Putin knows exactly that Lavrov is not Russian, he knows that Putin is Russian, or at least whatever, or Peskov is Russian, but they know Lavrov is not Russian. They know immediately. They know when see someone, oh, this is from the Caucasus. Okay, this is the Dagestani. And this is the Khabib. They immediately say this is not Russian, or I don't know, this is a Romanian, or this is Hungarian, it's the Polish. They know who they are, but they are Russian for now. Russian as citizens. And remember, Russia is how do you call it? The Russian Federation. It's not Russia, but even in Russia, from the Federation, there are no. They know who they are. My point is about Ukraine. Who are these Ukrainians? All right, here it is. Another 27% of the respondents say they use both Russian and Ukrainian, while 10% speak Russian at home. So these guys who speak, why do they speak Russian at home? These are not Ukrainians, are they? What about these guys? Said they use both Russian and Ukrainian. That means it's something in between. And remember, they don't mention anything but Russian and Ukrainian. I have to show you this map right here of Ukraine. And I tell you, in this area, you're going to find a lot of Polish spoken. In this area, a lot of Hungarian area. This, a lot of Romanian right here. Here in Tatar, they speak here. And here the Russians as well. Now, what do you want? If I don't want to form a unity with you or an entity with you, a political entity, can I break away? I know it says over there something about the right of people, self-determination or something. Well, there's some conditions that we should not ignore. So, what are the Ukrainians? They tell us about Ukraine. Ukraine was formed, taken, put together by Stalin and others, Khrushchev and other Soviets. It's just interesting. Remember, for those people who were indoctrinated in the West, only in the European West, let's put it this way, the people with European ancestry, they were indoctrinated that somehow diversity is a strength, and somehow, everybody else, if I go over there to, if I go to Zimbabwe, to my friends, and I go over there and acquire the Zimbabwean citizenship, do you think those guys will think that I'm Zimbabwean when I show up in in a bar? Oh, that's our fellow Zimbabwean, because they know exactly that something is not okay here. Yeah, I'm Zimbabwean. How? Show me the passport. Oh, right here. Oh, you're not Zimbabwean. I'm gonna be told straight I'm not Zimbabwean. Well, if I go to China, I show up in China. Do you think they will not tell the difference that I'm not Chinese? I can show them a Chinese passport if I acquire their citizen. I'm a citizen of the country, but I'm not Chinese whatsoever. But it depends how you want to look at that. If you want to be infiltrated and then destroyed from within with the help of outsiders, alien that you accepted in your country, that's going to happen. That's why Israel is a Jewish state, right? You understand what it is? Yeah, they have Arabs over there and living over there and so on. But it's Jewish state. It's clearly. You can say, well, it's the German state and German. Germany, the European countries will be, they are already on the way down. And you should ask yourselves why. Why is it so? And if you find out why, then you understand who the ones behind all this were. I mean, it was just not a natural, this is not a natural phenomenon when some countries open their borders to other countries, other people from other countries to show up. And in Ukraine, it's not like that. In Ukraine, is a country was formed out of other territories. Now, I don't know what would be the nucleus, the center of Ukraine, around Kiev. No, because the Russians claim Kiev. So 62%. I would have shut the fuck up if in my country, and I would be, let's say, I would be a Ukrainian, I would have shut the fuck up about 62% speaking only Ukrainian. I would fudge that and I would say it was 99%. Because like this, what are you telling other people? For some baboons, oh yeah, there's diversity, that's nice. Imbeciles, they shoot themselves in the feet, you know? But some other ones would be like, whoa, what do you mean 62%? What do you mean? What do you mean? Remember, Ukraine is not the United States of America. The United States of America is an anomaly, as is Canada nowadays and Australia. These are 3 or 4 countries that are all formed by, we know exactly who formed them. The United States of America, as I said, the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was not written in, I don't know, in Mandarin or something. It was written in English, not even in German. So you know who formed this country, who they were, and for whom. No, I'm right here with a family, my family, genetically my family, let's put it this way, right? And then you have what? Other people coming in here and they are Kosmans? Okay, you're Kosmans. But you know they are not. They are, because they live in the same territory. They will be accustomed, you know, with my culture, cultured and so on. But when we rub shoulders, we're going to know exactly who is what and what so on. I'm not promoting here anything like any violence or anything like that, but the Europe is gone. Europe is gone and is going to be it's on its path to destruction. And it's not self-destruction, because you had some individuals and groups and interests inside within you that worked against you, and they destroyed. And then they took care of your media, entertainment industry, school, and they promoted certain ideas that actually were against your own interests. Can you see that only these guys are capable of working against their own interests here? There's no other nation working against its own interests but the Europeans. Seems to be like, yeah, let everybody come over here and take over. You don't hear China saying that. You don't hear Israel saying that. You don't hear Zimbabwe saying that, or Namibia, or Libya, or... No, it's only here. Why is that? Well, they didn't have the same group in their midst to baboon them. So yeah, 62% speak Ukrainian. Only Ukrainian. I would... Why? And the rest? How come they speak only and they mention only Russian? As I said, you will not find French and Ukrainian, or I know, Bangladeshi and Ukrainian, for the reason why this country was formed with territories from other nations, other tribes, other brothers. You know what I mean. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.